Hey, this is Hans at Do It Tennis, and I'm here with Rich Neighbor. He's the Western Sales Manager for Dunlop. Thank you for joining me today. So Rich, tell us a little bit about the biomimetic technology that goes into the Biomimetic line from Dunlop.
Sure. The biomimetic, bio being the study of nature, and mimetic is to imitate that. The Dunlop engineers, what they've done is they've inspired nature influences into a racket. The first one starting off is our Aero Skin. The Aero Skin, if you look on the outside of the racket, you'll see a little bit of a riblet. We basically got this technology from a shark. If you look at the shark, a shark is not smooth. It actually has rivlets on it, so it allows that shark to get through the water quicker. The same analogy we're using on a tennis racket to where putting an Aero Skin on it, 25% less drag.
So you're able to whip the ball kind of a little bit
exactly.
quicker.
You're able to get the racket through the air quicker, which creates more racket head speed for more power.
Exactly.
The second thing is HM6 Carbon. And what we've done is we've influenced this from the bees. If you ever look at the honeycomb shape that a bee makes for its hive, we've actually placed the honeycomb in the key areas of the racket. What that does, with the six-sided it actually lets us take the frequency out of the racket, tone down the vibration of the racket, put more energy return and more feel into the racket.
And who doesn't want better, more feel?
Exactly. That's what Dunlop is noted for, has been feel in the rackets, consistent feel. The last is our Gecko Tap Grip. We've been inspired from the gecko. If you ever see the gecko, the pods on a gecko has a nanoscopic. They're able to hang on a lot of different things. Well, by using that and that same kind of tackiness that they have on their pods, what we've been able to do is get 50% greater traction on this grip than any Dunlop racket we've had in the years past.
And that's great if you want a tacky grip. There's probably nothing better.
Exactly.
We're discussing the Dunlop Biomimetic 600 Lite. Rich, tell us a little bit about who the ideal player might be for this racket, and also just touch on the specs of it.
Sure. Unique racket here for us. I really put this in a very wide range of players, anywhere from a 2-0 to a 4-5 player. The specs on the racket, it's 105 square inches. The weight on the racket comes in at 9.7. It's a little bit different. It has the balance point. It's a little bit more on the heavy side due to the weight of that. And with 105 square inches, definitely gives that player looking for a little more additional power.
Yeah, and there is a tour player that's using this racket, is that correct?
Yeah, Dominik Sibakova on the WTA Tour, who had her first victory in November last year using this racket.
Yeah, exactly. And then also just touch on how the Dunlop Biomimetic numbers work. It goes from 100 to 700. Explain that for us a little bit.
Yeah, the 100 will be for the player who's looking for a racket for more control. Lower the number, it's going to add that for a player with a very aggressive swing. They'll benefit with a racket like that to get more control and more feel. Working its way all the way up to the 700, which should be a lighter weight racket and also give you a little bit more power.
Yeah. And there are a couple of strings in the Dunlop line that can make this racket feel even nicer. One of them is the Dunlop Silk.
Yeah, really recommend Silk. This is a multi-filament string, fits really well into this racket. You know, so if you're a player, like I said, in the intermediate range and want something with a lot of feel, a lot of control, holds tension very, very well, the Silk is an excellent marriage here with this racket.
Yeah, and very arm friendly, so it's a nice feature to have. And you also have the Dunlop Black Widow.
Yeah, if you're a polyester player and have been using polyester, Dunlop's version here is pretty unique. It's actually a 7-sided string, and it really bites the ball well. It actually comes in 3 gauges. Comes in a 16, a 17, and an 18. That 18 really bites well.
Yeah, you get a lot of topspin. It's also pretty arm friendly too, so it's not something that's going to be very hard on your arm, even though it's a polyester based string. So this tennis racket is called the Dunlop Biomimetic 600 Lite.